Hi, Misha here, and haven't done many Eaglemoss videos, and had a couple come in because of the epidemic thing. Shipments have been a little slow. This is an odd one, but it also was kind of oddly exciting to me that they did it. And yes, Hobo the cat's here. She may or may not jump up again. We'll see. Purr, purr, purr. Stay there, Hobo. In the past, a while back, we got this model. One I think a lot of people were kind of looking forward to. The Talarian ship Batris, seen in Season 1. This was the ship the Klingons commandeered. The model was pretty famous in Star Trek, especially Next Generation, but it appeared in all of them. It was extremely heavily used. It started off actually from a different series, and was heavily modified for the first season of TNG. And it has appeared in various guises all the way through Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and even Enterprise. It's a pretty typical cargo freight ship. And it's an Antares or Antares class, a name that they seem to really love because they've applied it to lots of different ships. And this is a nice model for what it is. I said when I first reviewed it, I think it's neat that they do cargo ships and things, passenger ships, because a lot of your model collections, they'll do the big ships, the Klingons, the Federation, but most don't do the secondary ships. The Batris there, at least, was featured pretty heavily in an episode before it blew up. But this one here actually also blew up, but it was on screen for all of 1-2 seconds. This is the USS Arcos from the episode in Next Generation Legacy, the one with Tasha, or as Picard always said, Tasha Yar's sister. And there's actually debate as to even what class this is. Is it an Antares or is it a Deneva? Well, first off, back when TNG was airing, when that episode aired, they simply reused the model of the Batris, because all the shot showed was it exploding. And because of the standard definition TVs at the time, you could just see there was something there, and it went boom. In the episode, it was said to have a warp core breach, and the crew of 2 ejected, and that's why they went to the war-torn planet and were being held hostage in the episode. That was fine for then. No one even really knew what class or ship it was. The tech guide called it a Deneva class and gave it an NCC number of like 62,000, 6,200, whatever it was. Doesn't matter. Just a secondary ship, something to get the plot along. It was a freighter under Federation registry. But when it came time for remastering the Next Generation, they ended up using this version, which actually had been seen in Season 2 already, including in the episode The Outrageous Akona. The real-world explanation for why this became the Arcos was because they had the high-def shots of it. But in universe, we can think of all kinds of things. It's basically the same. It is the same model, in reality. It just has a bunch of tubes and engines and what have you stuck on. Definitely not a Starfleet-looking ship, but again, I would grant you it could be a Federation registry. In fact, later on in Deep Space Nine, we see the Norkova, which looks similar, and we see, of course, the SS Zoza of Cassidy Yates, which is a different design, but still very much the same base model, and it too is called an Antares class. So it seems like it's an older Federation human or otherwise ship that's maybe slightly customizable. That's just kind of a common freighter in the Alpha Quadrant. It's interesting, though, that it started off as one model and became a slightly different model when they went to the remastered version. And it's even more interesting that not long after doing the Batris, Eaglemoss does the Arcos. Now, I like it because it's one more Federation ship and it's another supply ship. But this almost had to be someone's pet project over there because it was on screen for just a split second. So there was really no good reason to do it except someone wanted to. And they're at the end of the collection now. So it seems like they're kind of doing the odds and ends and the things that people just wanted to do. Perfectly cool with that. Comparing the two models, detail-wise, the Batris is pretty straightforward and simple. It's pretty much all metal, which is nice. It's got some good heft to it. Very simple design, though. Very long, pretty narrow, pretty thin. Neat for what it is. The Arcos here is bigger, at least because of all the stuff attached on. We have these extra pod things that could be engines on the sides. We also have these, I'm trying to hold it with my hand, blah blah blah. Should have brought out the cake spinny thingy. We have these down below, these tubes, which, you know, I guess at a stretch you could call warp nacelles. We know it had warp drive, but yeah, they have kind of jet bell funnels in the back. Because originally when this was done, it was done to represent ships of more primitive races in Season 2. So they were kind of giving it that obsolescent look. They even used it later in Season 4, the episode where Wesley Crusher left, as a quote-unquote sublight freighter. It was supposed to be much bigger then, but I could definitely see this as a sublight ship with all the big nozzles and things. Anyway, it's just an interesting model because in one form or another, so many different times it's appeared in Star Trek. Also, along with the the Pakled Monder, which is coming next. In fact, I've ordered it just today. But who knows? I think it said due in July. And they're doing the Husnock and the Shaliak ship, which are also variations. But they don't seem to be doing one that I wanted them to do. I can't really tell you why. I was hoping they'd do the Tellurian warship. I mean, they would go well with the Tellurian Batris here. I don't know, just thought it'd be kind of neat. If not that, maybe the Tellurian observation ship. I think those would have been maybe a little better to do than the Arcos here. So I'm kind of two minds. With only a handful of issues left, I hate to see one kind of wasted. But they did a good job. And I'm just a sucker for anything with USS in front of the name, if that makes sense. So, oh well. I will add it to my shelf of freighter ships. And I thought I would just share it with you. Why not? If you have any questions or comments, please do post them below. And as always, if you could, like, share, and subscribe. This is Misha, and I will catch you very soon, as will Hobo, next time.